Hello, my name is James Blair. Today my group, consisting of Mason Larkson and Andrew Hughes and I, are going to present the 6 most important concepts or theories we learned throughout our managerial and organizational behavior class. We will break the 6 concepts down into 2 each and then additionally go through a question we still have after completion of the class. We hope you enjoy our presentation and are interested in our perspective of the topics. One of my favorite chapters was Chapter 6. Chapter 6 was all about perception and more specifically attribution theory. Attribution theory suggests that when we observe an individual's behavior, we attempt to determine whether it was internally or externally caused. The 3 main determining factors of attribution theory are distinctiveness, consensus, and finally, consistency. Another very fascinating chapter we covered was Chapter 7. Chapter 7 covered motivation. The book definition of motivation is as follows. Motivation is the processes that account for an individual's intensity, direction, and persistence of effort towards attaining a goal. As you can tell from the definition, the 3 key elements of motivation are intensity, direction, and persistence. One key topic of motivation would be Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a description of the basic needs that motivate human behavior. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is pictured in a pyramid. We start off at the bottom or base of the pyramid with the physiological needs. Then the next step is to the safety needs, followed by social needs, and then for the final or top 2 tiers of the pyramid are esteem and self-actualization. For my question, I really wanted to come up with one that had been in my head throughout the whole class, and that main one was, how does attribution theory play into the ideology of leaders and how they lead, and how that would affect them when leading other people?
Leadership is the ability to influence a group toward the achievement of a vision or set of goals. 2 important characteristics for a good leader are trust and emotional intelligence. The 2 main types of leadership are transformational and authentic. Transformational is a style of leadership where a leader works with subordinates to identify needed change and change through inspiration. Authentic uses trust to help create a bond with their peers and to move from there. Emotions and moods. Emotional intelligence is the capability of individuals to recognize their own emotions and those of others, discern between different feelings, and label them appropriately. The difference between emotions and moods is that emotions typically last a shorter amount of time than moods do, whereas moods can take days or even weeks to pass. The spectrum and intensity of moods. The universal emotions placed on a spectrum range from happiness, surprise, to fear, to sadness, to anger, and to disgust. These are all affected by intensity, or how strongly people experience these emotions. My question is, can leaders have an effect on the moods and the emotions of their followers, similar to how the founders affect ethics of an organization?
Important topic we went over this year was the social identity theory, which is where people identify with groups because it gives them a sense of who they are and a sense of belonging to the world. People develop identities throughout life. People might define themselves based on their organization, their city, state, country they live in, their job, their religion, their ethnicity or gender, or their sports team. Some groups are more important than others, and identities can conflict with one another. People have emotional reactions to the success and failure of their group. When the group is successful, self-esteem is increased, and people increase their connection with the group. When the group fails, self-esteem lowers, and people might distance themselves from the group. This is seen a lot with sports teams. In-group favoritism is also part of the social identity theory. This is where we see members of our group as better than everyone else. Because of this, out-groups are created, and these out-groups are usually a specific group, such as a political party or a sports team. And people will discriminate against the out-group to enhance their self-image. Important topic we went over this year is the big 5 personality traits. We'll first start with extroversion. These people tend to be more social, happier, and ambitious. They freely express their emotions more compared to introverts. They are take-charge people who do better at interpersonal interaction. Extroversion is a strong indicator of leadership emergence, and they tend to be more impulsive and more likely to lie than introverts as well. Agreeableness, these people tend to be more cooperative and trusting. They are first to be picked for organizational teams. They are better liked than non-agreeable people. They tend to follow the rules and be satisfied with their job. However, they have low levels of career success and earnings because they're not very assertive. Conscientiousness, these people are more responsible, organized, and dependable. This is the best predictor of job success performance. However, if people have work-family conflict, they tend to focus too much on one task and they can't help others, and are very adaptable. They are more focused on performance, not learning. Emotional stability, they are calm, self-confident, and secure on the positive side versus nervous, anxious, and depressed on the negative side. Higher scores are more optimistic and happier. Lower scores are more vulnerable to stress, neuroticism, and this is most strongly related to life and job satisfaction. With openness to experience, these people are creative, curious, and artistic, more likely to be effective leaders, and more comfortable with ambiguity. They're adaptable, less work-family conflict, and their job performance is less likely to decline. These big five traits show how people behave in situations, and they are seen across all cultures. The question is, why don't more people go into negotiations with interactive bargaining in mind? It would seem to me that a win-win outcome and having better long-term relationships would be a more desirable end state than distributed bargaining would give you.
And finally, this is our bibliography. These are the sources we used for this presentation. We thank you for watching and hope you have a wonderful day.